to try to get one of those cars into victory lane. And Landon just stuck with me, and I thought I kind of let us down a little bit. I got a little bit too far out there and had to back up to him, and that allowed the 39 to get in front of us. But, really coming to the white, watching so many of these races, especially at Talladega with where the start-finish line is, and it happened with Matty D today, which was so awesome to see him get his first NASCAR win. I was pumped up, so love that I could share the same day with him on his first NASCAR win. But so many of these races lately, it feels like the third-place car down the back straightaway, especially on the inside lane, just kind of puts themselves in position to win the race. And so I kind of thought that, and the 39 went up, and we had a massive run on the one there. And, honestly, I didn't even know if I was clear of the 39, so I just made a hard right and got to the right side of the one, and, thankfully barely beat him at the line to win this thing. Yeah, all right. I didn't. I was quiet before. See, yeah. Is it? Well, if I move back, you can't hear me, can you? Oh, can you? Oh, I'm loud as shit. Sorry. Sorry, Dad.
All right, we will roll straight into questions.
I'm old. I can't hear, so I can't hear myself. That's the thing. Yeah, okay, I got you.
So if you have a question for AJ, raise your hand. We'll get you on mic, and we'll start up front here with Stephen.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. AJ, is this loud enough for you, first off?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Neato.
Yeah.
Neato.
Yeah.
It looked like coming into the trial, the one car got a pretty big lead, and that gave both you and the 39 on your outside the opportunity to, get a run on him. Was there any point in the trial that you were getting a run on Sam Mayer's car and you were like, in your mind, I've got this?
No, I mean, obviously we could see the run that we had. I didn't know if we were even going to be clear of the 39. I kind of looked up right before we made the move, and it was close of him still being on my right side. But at that point, I just thought I had to take a chance to win the race. But that's what's tough about these races. That's something I'm still trying to learn at times, is how far out is too far. And Sam did a really good job to put himself in that position. And sometimes it's just dictated by both lanes kind of getting slowed down. So I backed up, and Landon just was shoving me as hard as he could. And even getting to the right side of him, I knew it was going to be tight. We kind of stalled out right at the line, and I thought I beat him, but wasn't sure until they told me that we'd won it.
And just so I'm clear, are you saying that you cleared yourself, or did your spotter at any point say, okay, you're clear of the 39, go?
He might have said clear. I don't know. I just made a hard right. It was one of those at that point. I've been close enough to winning these super speedway races that I just made a decision at that point. I have to try to win this, even if he's there. I don't know. And I think he said clear, but I cleared myself.
All right, good to know. Thank you, AJ.
All right. Additional
Why?
question?
Are you going to write that I'm psycho now? Is that what the part of that question was?
No.
You're like,
no.
oh, he cleared himself. He is crazy.
No, I'm the crazy one.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue with questions. We'll get a mic up front, and then we'll go to Matt.
Hey, AJ, I'm Nathan Buckley with NBS Speedway. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, did you and your colleague teammates at some point in the day have a plan to get together, or did it just kind of work out that at the end you guys were right there, that you can help each other to the win?
No, I mean, that's always our plan. I mean, and that's been set since day one. My first race with the team at Daytona when Ross won, it was you try to work with each other. You get to the end of the race, sometimes you got to make moves on your own to go do it, but, that's the thing. It's strength in numbers. If we can get three of our cars together, that's better. I feel like for a couple years we were able to do it, and the field kind of like just said, they didn't. I wouldn't say they didn't notice, but it was kind of they just kept letting it go. Over the last couple of years, they've definitely made a point that if we try to get together, that they try to. It's really tough on the third guy in line because he's the one that has to do the blocking, and unfortunately, that guy usually gets shipped. So. But with being on the bottom lane, I just knew Landon was there and was going to stick to me. And of course, if he had a chance to win the race coming the line, he was going to do it. But I knew he was going to do everything he could to push me to put ourselves in position to win it.
All right, Matt, go ahead.
Matt Weaver, Racing America. After Daytona, you had indicated that just this kind of racing isn't for you, and I wonder how much of that is kind of the ways that you've lost these races, or how much of this is just philosophical, and does winning this race take some of the sting out of some of those previous defeats?
Well, I just wanted to win one because I was tired of Matt Collick just saying I can't win a super speedway. He's like, all I had to hear from him was like, what are you doing for me at these racetracks? Nothing. Like, everybody else wins, you're not. So that was my goal, was to finally get one, so I didn't have to listen to him anymore. So goal accomplished, Matt.
So now you're done listening.
I'm done listening, Well, I wasn't listening anyway, but you definitely, every time I saw you, we got to this racetrack, you'd bring it up. I'm like, oh, another one you didn't win. I'm like, yeah, I got you, Matt. I still don't like this racing. Like, I never will. And that's not a hatred of Daytona and Talladega, the fans. Believe me, if I was sitting in the grandstands, I'd love this racing. Like, it's awesome to watch. I get why it's so exciting. When I go home tomorrow and watch it, I'm going to love watching it. But in it, you're in a hornet's nest, and it's like somebody, throws something in the middle, and you're just waiting for it to explode. And that's what it feels like racing in there. And, today with the pit stops, we got like 13 cars kind of lined up, and I was just going to stay in line. I was like, man, just get us to the white. Like, let's limit the amount of cars that are going to be in this battle. But yeah, you go, and it's just, to me, it's always like that in generally in life too. You can have loss after loss and loss after loss, or disappointment. All it takes is the one to make all those okay, and we finally got one.
And then the camaraderie that you guys have at Colleague Racing is what you're experiencing right now, this kind of career resurgence and success and wins. Is this kind of like the every boy's childhood dream of what racing should look like if you dream it out, having great teammates, great partners, and being able to run a handful of cup races, run for championships? I mean, how much of a dream come true is this part of your career?
I mean, I don't take any of it for granted now. I mean, I think I had great success. I had success in my career. I've been able to win in IMSA and win a Rolex 24 with Mike Shank and some of my best friends. I've been able to win, at the time when I thought I was technically retiring or semi-retiring, I'd won a cup race. I'd won a couple XFINITY races. I'd won champ car races. Like, I'd been able to do a lot of great things, but I think you walk away and you feel like, at least I did, man, I wish I could have done more. And all of this has been unexpected. I didn't expect, I never met him in 2019. Chris Rice called me. We do a couple of road course races. Oh, by the way, we run the speedways. They had to talk me into those. I didn't want to do those, but I didn't, I ran 6 races. I didn't think anything of it. Like, they're pretty cool guys. That's fine. And then 2020 is with the pandemic, and then Matt, being nice enough to allow me to do races that we hadn't scheduled before the pandemic, and we went in Atlanta. And then I think the biggest thing was I started realizing how much I missed being at the track when I wasn't there. And I'd watch it on TV, and I'd be texting them all the time. This is what I see. But yeah, this is all, to me, like a bonus. And in a way, right or wrong, it's probably made me way more comfortable in my skin than I've ever been. I know I'm outgoing at times, but everybody sees me wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I still do. I mean, they see it when I have a bad race. Like, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, but away from the racetrack, they make it so enjoyable. And even if I feel like I've made a mistake, it's never, well, you messed up. It's shake it off. You go to the next one. We love you. Like, so. With everything that I've been fortunate enough to do, it's like we walk upstairs, and I've said this in a couple of interviews the last few weeks, and at times it's even on a bad weekend, you walk upstairs, and we got 16 trophies that we've won together, 15 or 16 if you count the regular season championships. I didn't expect that, so it's made me a lot more comfortable of what I've been able to accomplish. By no means do I want it to be over. I don't expect it to be over, but I love every minute of it right now, and it's fun to be a part of this organization, and it's fun to hang out with Matt and Chris and go to the shop and see all the men and women. Like, I know that probably sounds sappy and lame, but like I truly enjoy it now, and I'm truly okay in my own skin at the racetrack because I have a lot of self-confidence issue at times. Doesn't look like it, I know, but you go behind closed doors, there's some dark times, and it's, you know, they make it a lot better now. I don't have as many dark times.
All right, Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, Justin Schuler kicking the tires. 2 questions. Were you surprised there were no wrecks at the end?
I was happy there was no wrecks. It's when the pack gets separated like that enough, I think everybody's kind of on the same page, especially when you're in the lead group. Yeah, even if you're at the tail end of it running 8th, 9th, 10th, you want to make the move to the lead, but everybody wants to wait so late because you don't, want to bring out a yellow and line the pack back up, and now you've brought 30 drivers in it. And, I think it's just a matter of everybody trying to be patient, especially up front, because they know that no matter what, you're probably going to have a decent finish. So I wasn't shocked by it, but I was kind of shocked the way the race kind of played out. Yeah, there were some aggressive moves, especially in the playoffs here, but I thought everybody did a really good job of not being over the top.
And now with this win locking you in the next round, does that make the Roval just that much more fun for you? Since you're so good at road courses anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we've won 3 in a row there. It's pretty special, and I have 3 really cool trophies from that race, and it's always an important race because it's breast cancer awareness, and you got all the ladies that the true heroes that have fought and survived, and they're in victory lane with you. So it takes the pressure off of having to worry about points, and hopefully we can go win 4 in a row.
All right, additional questions for AJ? Okay, Chris?
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. I don't mean to spoil the moment, but a serious question, though. Make it through the round of 8, but how do you feel like your colleague team is for the rest of the playoffs? Because you have some tough races coming up at Las Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, and then Phoenix.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We've been working hard to try to find what we've lacked. I'd say before Texas, I'd probably be really, really nervous about it. I felt like we hit on something at Texas a little bit. Still not the outright speed, but we definitely had a lot more speed at Texas. That's kind of something we're going to focus on going to Homestead and Vegas, kind of that general direction. By no means does that mean we're just going to load and we think we're going to be the fastest cars there, but at least we're working hard. But at the end of the day, all we can do is give everything we got. If it's good enough, it's good enough. If not, I think the biggest thing is especially on our side of it, the 16 side of it, is we've executed all year. So if we go execute at the races and we get the best finish possible and it's not good enough, well, that's okay. I mean, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. So, but we're taking it. It's bad. It's one race at a time. I'm looking forward to the Roval next week, running both cars, and we're locked into the next round, and we'll see when we get to Vegas.
All right, additional questions? All right. AJ, congrats again on that win. We wish you the best of luck next week.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.